when you got to a site, everybody's excited, ready to get going. And you never knew what you were going to do really from day to day. And towards the middle of the job, you know what you're doing. And then towards the end of the job, everybody's looking around saying, you know, where are we going next? They're ready to wrap up, and you're looking past the end, so you're not really focusing right there, looking at what's next, even though you still have 2 or 3 weeks there.
Before I got hurt, I kind of operated under the principle that I was completely invincible. Like, kind of like the more dangerous the stuff you did, the cooler you were. I was working at height with one of my coworkers, and neither of us were tied off. I ended up just walking off of the surface we were working on and falling about 30 feet. Luckily landed on my feet, but still shattered both my heels, broke 3 vertebrae in my back, and just a half a second lapse in judgment that resulted in a completely life-changing event.
I want to say that my focus was on safety, but it was probably 75%. My focus was on getting the machine back up and running. The air gun hit the block, knocked the block over, and then the belly pan dropped, caught my finger in between the belly pan and the air gun. So you had to put 1 pin in this way, 1 pin straight in, and then 1 pin in this way to hold it in place until it could heal.
Well, I put my hands under the piece of plywood, and I took a step as I picked it up to flip it over. And as I took a step, I didn't know that there was a hole under it. I should have probably known that there was a hole under it. As I flipped, my face hit the other side of this concrete vault, and I fell in the hole. The first thought in my mind was, crap, my mom's gonna kill me. She always told me to take care of my teeth, that she spent money on for me to have braces when I was a kid. So anyway, I'm dazed, and I start picking up my own teeth. And when I looked up, I saw it in the safety guy's eyes, how bad it actually was. Let's see, the accident happened on March 8th, and March 23rd, I asked my girlfriend to marry me. It's gonna be a heck of a story to tell our kids one day, because that I proposed to her with stitches in my mouth and missing teeth.
Well, when my wife walked into the room where I was at, she was hysterical, and I got to calm down. I told her, I said, baby, it's just a finger. Could have lost my hand or all my fingers, and not being able to hold my grandkids like I want to and all that and play with them, it touched home.
When they actually did the procedure to amputate my foot, my dad came with me. He was a former Navy man. He was in Vietnam, right? He was a tough, grizzled Alaskan dude that worked as a cop and then worked as a prison guard for a long time. And it was one of the few times I remember seeing him cry, like when I got hurt, you know? So when I went through the whole thing, it was devastating.
They had a little initiative there that the safety guy on site asked us to do. And he said, I want y'all to write inside of your hard hats the names of your loved ones. That way every day when you put that hard hat on, you see them. Put my girlfriend's name in there and my dog, because he traveled with me. That was my buddy. When my accident happened, a hard hat flew off right away. When I stood up, I leaned over it and blood went into my hard hat. So over their names was my own blood. That's a hell of a representation to have. So it was a good reminder for me, and that's why I never wiped that blood out of my hard hat.